The purpose of this video is I want you to know how important it is to journal. Now, I started journaling maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, and I can say that it have helped me in so many different ways. And one of the main things that journaling have helped me with is with expressing myself, acknowledging the way that I feel. And even though you're writing it down on paper, it feels like you're talking to someone. And I can say this too, is like one of the main benefits for me for journaling is that I'm very private. And I'm always conscious about what I tell someone about myself. But when I journal, I feel free. I can say anything I want to say and I won't be judged. 2020 have been a really tough year for me, and it is because I lost 2 very important people in my life. In April, I lost my mother-in-law. At the end of July, I lost my mom. Each morning, I try to make sure that I spend some time with God. I have like my own personal ceremony. And normally the way it starts is I put some soft music on, and the reason why I like to listen to soft music because it helps me to focus. It helps me to think about what I need to pray about. Sometimes when I get ready to spend some time with God, I either pray first or I will read a scripture, or sometimes I start out by just journaling. And today was one of those days my heart felt so heavy, and the reason why is because I miss my mom. So I knew that I needed to write down my thoughts and how the way that I feel. So what I did, I got my journal out and I started writing in it. And some of the things that I wrote in my journal, I wrote down how much I miss my mom. And even though that I am a middle-aged woman, I'm 50 years old, I still need my mom. In some ways, I still feel like a little girl that longs for her attention, that just want to spend some time with her. And so once I start writing that down, I begin to cry. And it's like the more I cried, the better I felt. And I continued to write. And as I was writing, I started thinking about God. And I wrote down things like how that I know that even though I feel weak right now, I know that He will give me strength because He has always come through for me. And that's one thing that I am confident in, is that I know that I'm going to be okay. And I know how important it is whenever you're weak just to lean on God. In the Bible, it talks about how that when you are weak, that is when He's strong. It also talks about how that He wants us to come to Him when we are feeling heavy, laden, or sad. It says to take my yoke upon you and learn of me. My yoke is easy, but my burdens are light. And one thing that I am learning to do is whenever I'm feeling sad, whenever my heart is heavy, I lean on God because I know that He will give me strength. And I just want to encourage you to write down what's in your heart, what's in your thoughts. And as you start writing it down, you are going to feel better because it's releasing what's inside of you. And I am also learning too, it's okay to cry. It's okay to have those sad moments. It's okay to let it out. So for anyone that has lost a loved one this year, I want you to know that you're not alone and that I understand your pain. And I just want to encourage you to Give it to God. He will lighten your load. I hope it was something that I said in this video that helped you. If so, leave me a comment at the bottom. And thank you for tuning in to Chats with Flo.